What's up, guys? Welcome here to our box office. Checking out the odds in, you guessed it, if you look at my background, if you look to the right of the screen, Conor McGregor versus Manny Pacquiao. Reports show that they are going to fight, that this is going to be made. That's all signs point to that. Manny Pacquiao confirmed that he would fight him. McGregor said that he's going to fight him, that he's done with, the UFC, and that Dana White, basically saying, oh, you need to stop playing, you need to stop. So there's been a lot of back and forth. We don't know how much, for the most part, they agreed. So we know that they're not messing around, and there's a lot of speculation that the fight's going to happen in the Middle East. They're going to take that fight there. There's a lot of money, being invested into this fight, into this spectacle, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. Bovada has the odds. I'm like, oh man, Bovada minus 450 for Pacquiao. That's tempting. I might just start placing it now. Even the fight, if it doesn't happen, you'll notice on the little tab, the fight has to happen in 2020, 2021 in order for the wager to take place. If it doesn't happen, you get your refund, right? But to keep it going, here's the tell of the tape. To my left, to your right, tell of the tape, Conor McGregor is 32. He is younger. He has 27 fights, 22 wins, 5 losses. Do not get that mixed up with boxing matches where he is 0-1 and his loss came by a stoppage by Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao, on the other hand, it's saying fights 71, 62 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws. Those 2 draws and the losses, a lot of those came early in his career. One of them, I think, close to his debut or on his debut. His weight is 146, so it's kind of interesting to see where this fight is going to take place. If it does take place, at what weight class it's going to take place. Maybe something around 160, 154. I don't think Manny Pacquiao can make 168. He is too light. Either way, they're both southpaws, so it should be interesting. There's going to be no clash of heads, hopefully. There might be still some clubbing punches from McGregor on Pacquiao's the back of the head, but, that's to be determined on fight night if it does happen. Nickname Notorious, nickname Pacman. Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest boxers of all time. He has solidified his career, just Hall of Famer, first ballot, he is Filipino. I may add that crowd travels heavy to his fights, and it is a show. You can feel the electricity in the air when you are at one of his fights. Have never been to a McGregor fight, but I'm assuming it's the same thing, considering he is a spectacle himself. He is a man that, for the UFC that would sell tickets. People wanted to see him. He is very marketable, and it is, just a clash of 2 different crowds once again going at it. The odds are at minus 450. And then for McGregor, it is at a plus 235, meaning if you bet $100 for Conor McGregor, you will get $325 back. Now, that does change. It's subject to change the closer it gets to fight night. That's why I'm very surprised that Bovada actually has the odds up. I don't know what to think about this fight, guys. I really don't know how to wrap my head around this. I never thought I'd see it. McGregor stepping into the ring again, other than like if it was a fight with a Paulie Malignaggi, someone where he actually had a chance, someone that he's seen in sparring. But now to see him go in here with a Manny Pacquiao who did have options as far as opponents and who to fight. If this fight happens, that means he turned down a Mikey Garcia fight. That means he turned down a Terrence Bud Crawford fight. Danny Garcia was out there. A rematch with Thurman, Spence, Porter. A fight with Porter. Imagine all the punches that would be thrown. A fight with Bud Crawford, fighting a top-ranked stablemate. You just never know what the possibilities were. But he opted out if this fight goes through, and he will be fighting Conor McGregor. Do I blame the guy? Absolutely not. Manny Pacquiao is 41 years old. He's done what he's had to do in his career, and one of his most impressive wins of his career was his last fight against Keith Thurman, where he took out the younger champion. There was rumors that it was a long layoff for Thurman, ring rust. Doesn't matter. Manny Pacquiao to be that at that stage of his career, whereas Thurman was at that stage of his career as the reigning champion, goes to show you where Manny Pacquiao is at and how good he is, and most importantly, how good he was throughout his career. Because fights like that just really show you and make you appreciate what he's accomplished. Telling you like, hey, this man's career, his resume wasn't an accident. It wasn't that he was just fed. Early in his career, he was like, oh, it's because Pacquiao has trouble with movers. He doesn't want someone that's gonna be moving around. That's why he gets the Bam Bam Rios of the world, the Miguel Cottos, people that are gonna stay in front of you. Yeah. No, none of that. Let's not hear that. Manny Pacquiao is, Hall of Fame fighter. He has the skills that pay the bills, as Mayweather would say, and he's really just. I'm a little interested on how this is gonna pan out. For Conor McGregor, this is going to be his second fight, his second professional fight, if this does happen. As you can see down there, he's over here clubbing at Floyd Mayweather. But that's really because Mayweather is just a completely different style than Manny Pacquiao. That fight, McGregor put on a show. Like, it was a show. That's why I don't personally mind that these fights happen. Yeah, you can say, oh, that's not boxing. Oh, stay at the UFC. Oh, if you wanted to do this, do that. It's okay. To me, it's okay because it's crossing fans. It's going to be twice the viewership. Manny Pacquiao, their fans pay for their hometown hero. They'll pay. Conor McGregor, same thing. It's a show. They want to see what he's got. And let's be honest, McGregor sells it too. He's a good seller, so the fight's gonna do well on pay-per-view if it does go down. I'm interested to see how it's gonna pan out. Is Manny Pacquiao going to quote unquote carry a McGregor like they said Mayweather was carrying Conor? Because to me, it's a completely different style. Mayweather, it's easier for him to carry because he's a counterpuncher by nature. He'll do the shoulder roll. He'll walk you down with the jab. He'll hit you with the right hand. He'll jump in with the lead hook. But he won't really throw like 2, 3, 4, 5 punches at a time. Whereas Manny Pacquiao's just in and out. He only knows one speed. And once he starts letting those 2, 3, 4, 5 punch combinations go, it might be trouble for McGregor. He might get knocked out. I know Freddie Roach, I believe, said that he expects this fight to be easier than the Hatton, like a Hatton style knockout. And to me, that's just, oh man, like, McGregor, what are you doing? I know it's for money. I know it's a show. I want to see how it's gonna pan out because Manny Pacquiao, amazing career. It's always been whenever you talk Manny Pacquiao, you have a lot of the times you talk Floyd Mayweather. It is what it is. Until there's roads crossed, that's all it was. Oh, well, Manny Pacquiao fought Juan Manuel Marquez. Well, Mayweather beat Marquez unanimously. It wasn't close like Marquez. And you had all this back and forth. So now I'm curious to see how Manny Pacquiao is going to react to that. However many rounds it took, I don't remember at what round Mayweather stopped McGregor. I want to see. I'm interested to see if he's gonna go for the kill a little bit earlier. It's kind of sad that we're showing little highlights, clips of McGregor at the bottom of the screen, but we give him like no chance of winning this fight. The only thing we can really see is he gonna win by knockout? Is he gonna win by decision? And if he's really trying to compete and really trying to get another Mayweather fight, he's going to try to get him out of there faster than what Mayweather did. And, may I add, immediately call out Mayweather and try to make that fight happen again to try to lure him into one big fight. But Mayweather's doing his thing. He's doing his celebrity boxing match as well. So if it all pans out, these two spectacles, these two events in the sport of boxing will take place, and there'll be a lot of viewership. Kind of turning, some people say, oh, I don't like the boxing purist is turning into a circus. Hey man, it is what it is. These guys are getting people to watch them fight. Eyes on the prize. They're watching boxing fights, paying pay-per-view money for these boxing fights. So all power to them. Now let's talk a little bit of, we don't know how the fight's gonna pan out. Does McGregor have a realistic chance at a plus 325? Meaning, if I bet $100 325 in return if McGregor wins. Do I see that being a realistic possibility? I want to say yes, but we all know the answer. I don't want to sit here and lie to you that I would bet $100 on McGregor. I wouldn't. No matter how good the odds are or can get to, closer to fight night if everyone's picking Pacquiao, the odds can change to 500, 700, 1,000. I've seen better underdog picks that have won in boxing opposing this one. Like this one, the odds are fairly close, and I think the reason for that is I think a lot of people will be betting on McGregor. Obviously, if you're such an underdog, you're going to, let me bet $20 here and win. Let me win 100, type of thing. So I just don't see it. I don't see this being a fight that I could bet on for McGregor. I feel like Manny Pacquiao is as sure as a bet as you can get when it comes to this type of fight. Granted, I did just mention something that, is it going to be by knockout, by decision? How many rounds is it going to go? Fights like these, you have a lot of prop bets. So I just wanted to see... I want to see, what those prop bets are. So I'm actually a little surprised, like I mentioned, Bovada has the odds out. Those are early on odds. If the fight does go through, we start getting press conferences, weigh-ins, check-ins, we're going to see the odds change. Especially in Vegas once fight week comes around. It's going to be one of those things where it might fluctuate and it might go heavy McGregor. Or it might even out just because... people are betting so much on McGregor, but historically speaking, betting wise, Mayweather McGregor made a killing on the sports book that weekend. A lot of people were betting for McGregor, hoping he could get the win. So Vegas won a lot of money. I can anticipate it being kind of the same. They're gonna sell it as he's gotten some experience in the boxing ring. He's gotten some work. But Manny Pacquiao is just a different animal. You can train all you want. I mean, there's people that have trained their whole lives and weren't able to beat Manny Pacquiao in his prime. Keith Thurman wasn't able to beat him past his prime. So we got to just appreciate Manny Pacquiao. Like I mentioned before, we're going to see if he's going to get him faster than the Mayweather fight was. I think that can potentially drive him because he has always been looked at with in the eyes of, okay, Mayweather got this guy out. How does Pacquiao do with the same opponent, with the same competition, right? But Pacquiao being one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of gloves, he should be able, even if he was 42, 43, I would still give the edge to Pacquiao. One quick note. I want to know what you guys think about it because I'm going to have mixed emotions. Yeah, it's a spectacle. I love the fans, but I don't know if I would have preferred to see Manny Pacquiao versus, let's say, a Mikey Garcia where, see if Mikey can catch him, see if Mikey can time him, or if Pacquiao's just the real deal and he's going to blow right by a Sean Porter, a phone booth battle and then them going back and forth. I mean, it's just... I don't know how to feel. We got Conor, we got Manny. What do you guys think? Because I hope it's not one of those things where he's chasing a Mayweather, trying to fight common opponents to make that fight happen. I think their careers have been something about, I want to say, pretty close to a Roy Jones, Bernard Hopkins type style, where early in the career, Roy Jones beat Bernard Hopkins. He beat him. Roy Jones was untouchable in his prime, and he was the greatest. But as their careers progressed, as they got older, Bernard Hopkins kept winning, kept competing at that level, at that high level, and he became like the oldest champion, I believe, until he was dethroned. And once he was dethroned, okay, that was it. That was my time. But the longevity of his career really did make you appreciate what Roy Jones did to Hopkins early on in the career when they were a little more capable. But with that being said, what career would you rather have had? Roy Jones is kind of deteriorated at a fast pace. Like when it was gone, it was gone. And Bernard Hopkins was like wine. It got better with time, right? So it's kind of interesting, and I do see that. I see a lot of that. At least I feel I see a lot of that with the Pacquiao Mayweather comparisons. Yeah, maybe Mayweather was better, and that win that he had against Pacquiao, people were say they were over the hill. They weren't on their primes, but after what Manny Pacquiao did to Keith Thurman, to me personally, makes Mayweather look a lot better. But it also makes Pacquiao's career like, because he's still competing. He's still competing at this level, whereas Mayweather's retired, and he's just out here. He beat Bronner. He beat Bronner. Then he went and beat Thurman, which I was surprised, and that's why I'm a little at a like crossroads. I don't know what to think about this fight, guys. I just know that the odds are there. I need to look at the prop bets for Manny by knockout, see what they are for that. And from there, I'm gonna just pick my decision based on the odds. But I'm definitely going with the boxer in the boxing ring. Obviously, if it was in a UFC cage, I would definitely pick McGregor. But that's not the case. Manny Pacquiao is a once in a generation fighter. Hats to him, because this is kind of like a celebration tour in a sense. But what do you guys think? It's what I want to get at, because yeah, a part of me does want to see him fight like the best of the best that are still around. Doesn't mean he still can't, but with Pacquiao, we have to appreciate him while we have him around, because once he's gone, and there'll never be another Manny Pacquiao. So with that being said, let me know at the bottom comment what you guys think about the fight, about the event, how it's gonna end, and let me know what you guys think about the route that Pacquiao could potentially be taking, facing a McGregor, where he faced a McGregor instead of a Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, Crawford. Let me know especially after how he looked against a Thurman. So I mean, I just have a lot to think about when it comes to Pacquiao, because he's someone that I'm really appreciating while he's around. But can I appreciate a McGregor fight? Yeah, because it's a show. But would I appreciate a Mikey Garcia, like I mentioned, Earl Spence, Porter fight, Danny Garcia even more? I'm in the middle, guys. I'm in the middle. So with that being said, guys, just comment your thoughts below. The odds are very. I mean, if those are the odds right now in Bovada, I'm pretty sure they'll change closer to fight night. But Manny Pacquiao, that's not bad for a Pacquiao fight. We've seen worse. But with that being said, guys, take care. This is the box office. Once again, comment. Let's talk about this fight specifically, because I have mixed emotions about it, guys. Take care. We'll talk soon, and we'll be having more fight night with an wager coming up potentially this weekend, for sure, for the Leo Santa Cruz fight. All right, guys, take care.